there's an invisibility problem that exists for Native people. We tend to be left out of a lot of the conversations, and you know, I don't want to play Oppression Olympics by any means, but I also don't want to be, you know, we need our own seat at the table.
You live on a Navajo Indian reservation, you're going to, first of all, see if you're going to go check the mail that day because of the distance. And then when you do, depending on who you are, because a lot of the elders on Navajo speak the traditional language as their first language. And so then you got to find an interpreter to you know, tell you what the ballot is. In Indian country, they were saying that our numbers are so low, 25, 35%. But I can guarantee you, if the middle-class white people had to go through the same barriers that natives do throughout the United States and Indian country, the turnout for those voters would plummet also.
Not necessarily everybody has a good valid birth certificate, because there's some of these cross-border tribes, like the Kickapoos in Eagle Pass, Texas. Some of the tribal members, even though they're considered U.S. citizens because they're tribal members, they were actually born in Mexico. Because the tribe, and you've got some tribes that cross across the Canadian border as well. So tribal IDs always need to be viewed as valid IDs. And I think every time we allow a non-citizen to vote, it suppresses the power of the native vote. And as OJ says, it's hard enough to actually go cast your ballot if you live in Indian country. The last thing we need to do is have that ballot canceled out by somebody who's not supposed to be voting in the first place.
My politics predate this form of governance on this continent. So, and I am going to trend towards vote towards what's going to benefit my tribal nation, my people, my children, future generations, because let's face it, I mean, and I'm going to put myself into this category as well. I'm older, and the choices I make are going to have more impact on younger people than, say, myself or older generations. So we have to be thinking that way, which is actually a cultural moray for a lot of us, thinking 7 generations forward.